We don't need me on there. So, folks, thank you everybody for coming. I know this was short notice and we appreciate that today's a super busy day for so many of you. So once again, thank you for coming. I'm Kelly Bartling. Here's our news director, Todd Gatula. I think you all know Chancellor Doug Christensen and our new athletic director, Mark Bauer. So Mark is going to open it up with some remarks, and then Chancellor is going to follow him up, and then we're going to open up for questions. Is that what you wanted to do, or you wanted to switch it around? Okay. So they audibled, and Chancellor's going to make some opening remarks, and then he'll toss it over to Athletic Director Bauer. So with that, are you ready?
I am. We're good to go. 30 seconds.
Athletic Director at the University of Nebraska at Kearney, the 8th athletic director since 1945. Mark Bauer has been the interim athletic director since the end of last school year, and he will be introduced as the next athletic director at the University of Nebraska at Kearney, taking over for Paul Klinsky, who stepped down at the end of last school year. Again, Bauer has been the interim athletic director, overseeing 14 sports, a 3-time Division II All-American at UNO, and then, of course, the longtime wrestling coach at UNK. Kearney Public Schools teacher served as the assistant professor in UNK's Kinesiology and Sports Science Department from 2016 to 2018, where he took over the interim role. So let's turn it over now to the athletic director and UNK Chancellor, Doug Christensen.
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming to campus. We're glad to have you here on a gorgeous day. We decided to wait till today when it was very nice to introduce the new athletic director. So we were going to do that in December, but we haven't had a nice day since December. We are glad that you're here. First of all, I want to thank a few people, in particular Scott Unruh and the search committee. As you know, we task Scott to take applications, nationwide applications for this position of athletic director here at UNK. This is his second go around of doing that. Scott's extremely efficient, very organized, and I think did a wonderful job, and the other members of the committee worked well as a group. Their comments to me at the end went like this: wow, we were lucky. We think we got an excellent pool for you to look at. They made recommendations of 4 people to me to bring to campus. We did that. I was impressed by each one of the candidates. Each brought a different strength. I believe that any of the 4 would make a good athletic director. I think we were lucky to pick the best one of the group. Next, I'd like to thank the athletic staff and the coaches and the athletic training operation, clearly all the people who were involved in UNK athletics have had to do extra duty during this period of time. They've sacrificed a great deal. They've spent extra time. They've had to have a little bit of patience as well as we've worked through. I'd also like to thank Mark Bauer. Mark, as being the interim athletic director, I think, Mark, the only guidance I gave you was good luck. And we were a little busy at that point in time. I think true to form, Mark Bauer didn't come in and ask, what do I do next? He went to work. And Mark, thank you for all of your work that you did during the interim. I do think it's really appropriate that we're here overlooking Foster Field. So modern history of UNK athletics really is with Charlie Foster. And as the now soon to be the 8th athletic director of Modern Time, we start Modern Time with Charlie. And I don't know that we've got any records any further back, so that's probably the reason that we start there. But I think there's a continuity of all the athletic directors that have been able to serve here, and their focus has been on student athletes and opportunities for those athletes. And I think that our new athletic director scores an absolute A+ when it comes to having the best interest of student athletes. My focus was this: I was looking for somebody who had the fit, who would fit into our community, who would fit into our athletic department, who would also fit into Division II athletics. I believe Mark Bauer was outstanding and clearly was the best candidate for that. Second, I'm looking for stability. As we look forward to the next 5 to 15 years, I think the athletic department will benefit greatly with vision and stability to carry out that vision. Again, I think Mark's scores on that were just top level. And finally, I'm looking for the ability to be a fundraiser. As you know, I don't think that the legislature is going to appropriate a lot more money to the university as a whole. They certainly are probably not going to give money to increase athletic funding on the various campuses. So that means we're going to need an individual who has the ability to go out and work with our coaching staff and with the foundation and have a coordinated, organized method of raising additional funds for additional opportunities for our student athletes. We've made great strides in the last 15 years, and I think the next 15 are even brighter. So with that, I'd like to introduce to you, normally if we would bring someone in from the outside, I would go through and talk about where you grew up, your accomplishments, quite frankly, with the group of people who are here today. I think that pride exists, Mark. They know who you are. And I'm extremely pleased that Mark Bauer has agreed to become the next Director of Athletics for the University of Nebraska at Kearney. And with that, I'd like to introduce to you our new AD, Mark Bauer.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. So last night, I called my mom and shared the news with her. And just so you know, Chancellor, she said you made the right choice. And she is a wrestler's mom, so trust me when I say we need her in our corner. That's important. So, but I do thank everybody for being here this afternoon, and it's truly an honor and a privilege to be here with Chancellor Christensen today as the new and permanent Director of Athletics at the University of Nebraska, Kearney. Today has been an emotional day. In fact, my phone has already lost all of its energy today, so I had to plug it in before I got over here. But obviously a lot of emails, a lot of texts just in the last hour or so. But most everyone knows that 3 years ago, the trajectory of my life changed course as I stepped away from coaching to pursue other goals and other opportunities in life. And I knew there were no guarantees. I was not exactly sure where I was heading. However, I do recall days, many days, where I often questioned myself and whether I made the right decision for me. And today, after spending the last 12 months as an interim for a program that I love and one that I have vested a lot of time and effort and energy into, I can honestly tell you that, like coaching, I've discovered that this is not about me. It's about everyone but me. Today is about our student athletes because they are the center of the mission. It's about the experience they hope to have as a loper. What that means is, are our student athletes cared for? Are their health and well-being looked out for? Do we have the support academically for them? Are they a part of teams which compete at the highest level? Do they have the tools to help them be successful? And do we inspire, encourage, and challenge them to reach their full potential? Today is also about our coaches and our staff and the impact that they hope to have on our student athletes. What that means is, do our coaches and staff have the resources and facilities to support our teams and attract the best student athletes? Do they have someone who helps them continue to grow and develop? Do they have someone who looks out for them in their future of the program? And do they have someone who encourages and supports their efforts? Today is also about our institution staff, our faculty, and administrators. What that means is, do they have someone in athletics who is supportive and willing to do work together? Do they have someone in athletics who values collaboration? Do they have someone in athletics that they know supports academics and student achievement? And do they have someone in athletics who always represents our institution with character and class? Today is also about you, the people, the businesses, our community, and how we can partner and support our hometown teams. What that means is, do you have someone in athletics who encourages our teams, our coaches to volunteer and engage our community regularly? Do you have someone in athletics who expects our student athletes and coaches to be positive examples and representatives of our institution and community? And do you have someone in athletics who expects excellence and does the right things? More than anything else, today is about my family and the friends and those who have been supportive of me over the past 12 months. There's not enough time to mention everyone. However, I know that I would not be where I am today without the courage and support from you and from what you've given me, and for that I'm truly grateful. I want to extend a special thank you to my wife, Beth, for your love and your prayers, for being a part of my journey every step of the way. I realize you have anxiously awaited this decision on and had many sleepless nights leading up to today. For us, Kearney is home. It always has been, and now it always will be. Home to me is not just a place. Home to me is a feeling. And when you live in Kearney long enough, you know what that feeling is like. We don't just say Kearney is a great place to live. We say Kearney is our home. And we could not be more thankful for living in such a wonderful community. To my children and grandchildren, Ryan, Ashley, Eloise, and soon to be a baby brother, thank you for being the greatest treasures of our lives. As well, Scott, McKenna, Allison, Cole, Julia, and Eli, thank you for being there for us. And my parents, David and Ann Bauer, and Doug and Pam Detterdine, we love you. We thank you for your unconditional love and support, guidance, and positive influence that you've had in our lives. Thank you. I want to thank all of our coaches, our staff, Michelle Schmidt, Natalie Hagan, our senior staff, Bill Murphy, Peter Yazvac, Aaron Wright, Rachel Page, Manny Reinch, who make up an amazing team in the athletic department. I want to thank you for being so helpful and supportive during my transition into this role. I want to thank Dr. Nita Unruh, Dr. Megan Atkins, and Terry Sheridan in the Kinesiology Sports Science Department for being so understanding and supportive. To Dr. Gilbert Hinga, Student Affairs, Dusty Newton in Admissions, and Brett Inns in the new student enrollment for their kindness and willingness to collaborate. And to what I consider an all-star team of vice chancellors, John Watts, Neil Schnorr, Charlie Bysick, Kelly Bartling, and Lucas Dart. Again, thank you for your support and encouragement. I also want to extend a special thank you to this man right here, Chancellor Christensen. Chancellor, I want to thank you for having faith and confidence in me, for believing that I am the right fit for UNK Athletic Department. We know there will always be challenges. I believe that how we see the world determines how we see and experience the world. I will always choose to be optimistic and see concerns and dilemmas as delightful challenges, and I look forward to helping make a positive contribution to our team. I would like to conclude by saying that I look forward to helping make a difference in the lives of a lot of wonderful people, many of whom I have known for a very long time. I look forward to being in service to you. Although this position is leadership, those of you who know me understand that I believe it is better to lift those around you up than to ever think this is what I hope to achieve for myself. My agenda is simple, and that is, what can I do to serve you? With that, I say, go Lopers. Thank you.
Now would be an appropriate time to ask questions, and both Mark and I are available.
All right.
Chancellor, did you make the decision last night, as was indicated here, or has this been something that you have known while you were laid up and waited until today?
I think it's a process. The decision-making for me started once the committee forwarded to me those four names. So I've had the opportunity to look at those files, their resumes, they had reference letters. I've read all through those. I did do all the interviews. The last interview was probably the last day I worked for a while. And so I apologize, Beth, for all those sleepless nights, but I appreciate your patience so I can get better. I made the decision late last week. Mark and I visited, and he was kind enough. We agreed on the direction, I believe, of the university and of the athletic department. I asked him to not tell his mom and dad, so I'm sorry. Mark was just following my command, and to do that, we wanted to be able to talk to the other candidates and personally visit with them and tell them the decision. We did not want them to find out through other means, and so that's kind of been the process for the last few days.
Chancellor, there were 3 other very good candidates.
Yes.
What in the end made the difference?
Well, I did use those 3 categories of fit, stability, and fundraising, and I kind of drew a little sheet out for myself at home and rated those other candidates along with Mark, and Mark finished on top on all 3. I think really the fit idea is the one that I like. The knowledge of Division II, that you're not going to have 90,000 people out here watching a football game, but you're probably going to have more passionate people, and my guess is everybody in the stands knows every one of those football players, or at least knows a good share of them as individuals and not as somebody who's got a number on their helmet. I like that attitude. I also think that Mark fits very well because of the ability to go out. There isn't all the money in the world that we need for athletics. We could easily put a lot more money in. He's done a wonderful job, quite frankly, with the budget during the interim. That was not easy. That probably goes unthanked, but that was a tough challenge, and I think he did very well with that. And those are probably what made the difference to me. Yeah, you get ready, you better get Mark up here. This is your chance.
Oh, it's not about me. No.
We
Yes.
talked about this before. What do you feel was the best part of your candidacy? You're going through all the meetings and the interviews and everything like that. What do you think was your strongest point?
I enjoyed the forums, especially when I got to spend several hours speaking to our student athletes at our SAC committee. I got the opportunity to have an open forum on campus, got to have an opportunity to have an open forum with community members, and listening to the real issues. That was, to me, probably the most educational piece of the interview process. It was a long day. We had 9 interviews, and although it was tiring, I got to hear the real concerns and to be able to visit with them. You know, the SAC committee had phenomenal questions for me. You know, why are we doing this, and why have we considered this, and how are these decisions made? And so I would like to, as we move forward, continue to have those interactions with the community, our campus, and our student athletes.
You also mentioned that there were some things that you had in mind, couldn't do as interim, that you would like to do as the permanent AD. What might be one of the 2 things at the top of the list?
Top of the list right now, we're down a person. We lost Josh Jorgensen in December, and so we are short somebody on our staff. And he played a big role in our department, and so it's really important right now that we get somebody in that position. And we've got some ideas on how we'd like to retool the position, but at the same token, we've got some areas that need some focus right now, and so it's probably one of the #1 priorities right now.
What type of culture are you trying to build within the athletic department?
One that is caring, one that is trustworthy, hardworking, and I can wrap it all up in one word. It's called class, right? When our student athletes go and compete at other institutions, we want, when they leave, people say that's a classy group of young men or young women, somebody that represents us well. I saw it at the spring game 2 days ago. At the end of the game, Coach had his entire team stand down there and yell to the entire crowd, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." Those are the things that we need to be teaching our young kids, is that they are grateful for this opportunity. It's not a right, it's an opportunity for them to be a part of this, and we want them to represent us well. We want everybody to represent us well, and the way we conduct ourselves, it speaks volumes.
What are you looking forward to the most?
So, one of the things that I've been challenged with in the athletic department is taking care of the people. You know, we've had a lot of turnover in the athletic department, and I really, truly enjoy inspiring people, DJ, and I enjoy those relationships and getting to know the people in our department. I want to know what inspires them. I want to know what their goals are. I want to know what their dreams are. And I want to inspire them to continue to pursue those things. And when you have somebody that's behind you, encouraging you, and building you up, it's amazing how they can be so supportive and value what you believe in. So I look forward to that. I look forward to those relationships. I know a lot of people in Kearney. I know a lot of people on our campus, but I look forward to building more and new relationships with people that I don't know, because there's a lot of people that still, I want to see them get more involved with our programs, obviously, and engage them in a lot of different ways. So, and tonight, obviously, I'm looking forward to the football backers banquet. So if you haven't got a ticket yet, might be able to round one of those up for you too. You gonna be there, DJ?
I'll be there.
All right, good deal.
Any other questions? If not, we'll make Mark and Chester be available for any one-on-ones that you guys might want to do. So
Thank you.
with that, thank you.
Thank you, sir.